All right, good afternoon, folks. It's Mal with George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, in my channel, I focus a lot on women in the sport of bodybuilding, and I am a bit prejudiced when it comes to the other divisions. I don't do a lot on bikini or wellness. It's to me, it's kind of not like real bodybuilding because, like I said, I've been a fan of bodybuilding for a long time. But being a content maker, especially in the fitness world, I really want to call attention, especially to people who are getting to their foots into it, who really want to prove themselves. And this lovely lady right here, and she is a friend of a lady who I did an interview with, Miss Shamir Paswea. If I got Shamir's name wrong, I want to apologize, Shamir. Those names sometimes it doesn't roll off my tongue as well as Smith or Johnson. Her name is sound like this is one Miss Deidre D. Vengchiem. So welcome. Good afternoon. How you doing? And the good question for is, how did you get into being decided to compete as a bikini competitor?
Well, originally got into it with Shamir. Shamir owns her own gym, Marvel My Fitness in Knoxville, and she's had several clients come in and out throughout the years. I've been with her for probably about 6 years. She's had several clients come in and out wanting to do the bikini competition, and so that sort of piqued my interest about, well, how difficult can this be? Is it doable? I mean, is it something that I felt like I could get into and get behind and dedicate some time to? And so that's what got me interested in it, being able to more or less scope it out from a spectator point of view, and then just determine with her if I thought that was going to be the best fit for me.
Mm-hmm. As you know, it's division has been around for quite a long time. For one thing, the sport of bodybuilding kind of
Yeah.
started out from bikini. If it around about around about I think the early '70s, where it was more like the women wearing the high heels, they were like competing. There was bikini competitors, and then it evolved over time. And now the sport kind of come back into bodybuilding like the last I think 10 or 15 years. It's a lot popular, more popular than the sport I talk about, which is bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding. And you ladies out there, you wearing the bikinis, you wearing the high heels. It's me as when I was growing up, I used to love watching the beauty pageants because I was a young boy and I was going through those time of age and girls in little bikinis. They
Right.
kind of open your eyes wide. Yeah.
It's evolved, I think, over the years, and I really, when I got into it, Shamir, of course, does my fitness, and I get my posing coach, which is Meredith Wallace here in Knoxville. Also, she has been in the sport for many years and competed many years, so she knows the ins and outs of it too. So they're both helping me in this journey that I'm doing. It's completely different than I thought it was. It is very much diet driven and nutrition driven, and your body makeup and chemistry and all that stuff, muscle tone, and what you need to do the bodybuilding. It's the most, probably the most difficult thing I've ever done.
Hmm.
It's those women I admire and give my respect to, because it's not what I thought it was.
Hmm.
There's a lot of dedication that goes into that.
Yeah, like any sport, you have to be dedicated, you have to be consistent. Like I said, when I learned from doing my interviews, that's the one thing, like these ladies, who get into sport, any kind of these in any division in the sport of bodybuilding, it's dedication, consistency. You have to have a passion for it. I remember one of my favorite boxers, Floyd Mayweather Jr. says, "Hard work, dedication," and that's what it takes to compete in the sport. Now, as you know, the sport, like I said, is evolving and like you said, and still, I think it's probably one of the most popular divisions among for women.
I think so.
And what advice would you give to a woman who say, what, I want to try this? What do I need to do? What would you tell somebody?
I'd say to sit down and figure out what your goals are, because I started this journey back in August of last year. When I decided I wanted to do it, I met with a nutritionist. I met with my trainer Shamir, and we sat down and we did like an 8-week run of, do you if between the nutrition and the workouts and everything, will I be able to do it? I'm 54. I have a 9-year-old son and a husband and a busy life, and you have to selfishly steal that time for yourself. And because as parents and mothers and working professionals and things of this nature, it's a lot of time and dedication that you have to give to the sport, that you have to give to the whole thing. It's an hour of posing, an hour or two of meal prepping at the beginning of the week. It's a lot of pre-planning and planning, and then catching up for in the back end. So I think it's to sit down and determine what your goals are, and make sure that that's something you want to do, because you honestly have to give yourself that time, and take that time to determine if that's what you want to do, because it's 100% dedication. It's eating when you don't want to eat, and it's not eating when you really want to eat.
Yeah, that's the thing is because you can see right now I'm a big of an overweight man, and recently I decided a while back I decided to, because like I said again we talked about her, I took care of my mother, and she was sick, she passed away it's going to be 2 years this summer, and I decided people say what I got to take care of myself. I started doing some exercises to work out. I was at least over 400, little over I was like about almost 400 pounds, 500 pounds, and I dropped down to 415. Last time I got weighed, went to my doctor. And I just started the gym. I went to a gym, because I do it at home. But then I said I got some difficulties. I got an issue with my shoulder here, and I said what, I need to find a way I can do it a little better. But that is a thing about it. It's the temptation. Like some ladies who I follow who are bodybuilders, like they favorite things would be like something like a cookie or cake or donuts, and be like you ever moved to New Jack City with Chris Rock? We played Pookie.
Yes.
Like it be calling, man, be calling my dad. That they be calling me, man, be calling my dad. It be,
Yep.
and I know your husband and your son, they're not on that same diet. They probably get a pizza.
No.
And then like eat the donuts in front of you, and
Yep.
you're
They asked me to
prepping.
pick the Krispy Kreme up on the way home. Hey,
Oh
Mom, will you
God,
pick me up some Krispy Kreme
Krispy
donuts on
Kremes.
the way
Oh
home?
God, I'm going home with some on you. Oh, Krispy Kremes. There's a closest Krispy Kreme is like for us. I live here in North Carolina. I live in Robinson County, Fayetteville. If you've ever heard of it, that's Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's so
Yep.
the closest there's a Krispy Kreme there. My brother used to live right there from Krispy Kreme, and when that that red light comes on, oh God! I remember one time my sister, she was out and about, her and my great niece, and she said, "Well, I brought you something," and it was like a 12-pack Krispy Kremes. And I didn't eat them all. I just like it, maybe a couple there and there, and then I switched it to my character. This is the character I have because I have something. I switched it to my Joker. They were so good, Why so serious, son? Why so serious?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. I
Absolutely.
love Heath Ledger. He was a great.
They love them, and if I can get them when they're hot, they love them even better. They don't even care if I'm in the car with them. Just pull over. Let's go get some.
Yeah, and the thing is, but the thing is, when you're prepping like that, and you're hungry, angry, you're like, "Hey, quit the door!" You like you might be a case of spousal abuse, or your child say, "Mommy's on the way."
Right. It's true. Yesterday we were going somewhere. Actually, Shamir was competing in some jujitsu tournament, and we was on our way there, and I was like, "You've got to pull over. I need some caffeine. You're going to have to let me get an energy drink before I go to this thing." And it's an emotional roller coaster ride all the time. But I think that once I've got 12 to 13 weeks left before the competition. The competition is August the 6th. For the Knoxville Classic here in Knoxville. So I think the last three months are I'm going to enjoy them, but they're going to be probably the most stressful for me.
Yeah, and I know, are you going to compete in both masters and regulars, or that's the?
I'm going to compete in masters and true novice, because it'll be my first show. So it'll be the only time that I can compete in just the true novice. So I'm going to do both of those categories.
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, like I said, ladies like yourself who getting their foots, you're getting their boots in the ground, and get in there into the battlefield in this competition. It's gonna be tough because, like I said, you're gonna compete with people who've been doing it for a while, and it's like I said, and somebody's gonna look at something look like, they're gonna look at the girls who are a little bit more taller, a little bit leaner, who built like Pam Anderson, but you have a great look to you, being a woman 54 years old, and thank you for telling. Because I never asked a lady being like yourself. I never asked a Southern lady her age because I'm a Southern gentleman. So to get into this range, in this field of division, and be alongside these women, and the thing is about this, your division gets more recognition than any others, because like I said, it started out. I remember when Bikini came in, it was from companies like Hawaiian Tropic and Hooters used to do it, and then the
Yes.
IFBB and the NPC started to grab onto it because it was very popular. And but like I said, I try to give more recognition to the different divisions. I know most of my focus of my channel is mostly on women's bodybuilding, on physique. Also, I do some big figure. You're my first bikini competitor. I'm also got a young lady I just met some time ago. She just earned a pro card in wellness here over in South Carolina. She's sponsored by a guy who I'm becoming friendly with, Mr. Glenn Young Sr. And he has his company, photo of GPS photo and video. He sponsors a couple of amateurs, and what, I got a lot of respect to that. Folks, if you watch this video, she has her IG and her also TikTok, also has a Venmo. If you are interested in sponsoring her, reach out to her and sponsor. Be serious, be genuine what you want to do. And here's one thing I tell you this is what I tell all the sick freaks out there: no D pics. She has a kid, she has a husband. Last thing her husband want to do is see like, who's that? Who's that? What that? He be like, do I have to fight for my love? You don't want to see that. The guys, because I know the guys, get excited about your bikini girls because you're in your tight little bikini, she all oiled up and tan, and this guy's like going like,
Right. We don't need any bad stuff.
No, we don't. So, this question is, how did you and Shamir meet? I want to know.
I met Shamir probably 6 years ago. She was at another local gym training, and we just connected. And then she moved out and got her own gym, and I followed her because she genuinely is the total package. I love her. She's part of my family. She's very much family to me. We go on vacations together. We celebrate milestones together. She is just part of my family. But she helps me in all my nutrition. She helps individualize programs, and I think that's the most thing I love about her gym. She treats every person as an individual and recognizes their goals and what they have for themselves. And she wants you to be better than what you want to be. She wants you to be better the way she sees you, not necessarily the way you see yourself. And that's the most amazing thing with me for her gym. I love it. It's not a cookie cutter gym. She may be working with me on one thing and working with about 4 or 5 different other people on other things. She runs a fitness avenue. She runs a jiu-jitsu avenue, a kickboxing avenue. So she makes sure that we go through our paces with different abilities.
Like I said, with Shamir, I do MMA content, and on my channel, if Shamir hadn't told you, and when I first saw her was at a fight a while ago, I said, who's the white girl with the big butt? I mean, and I said, wow,
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, because being from the South, where I'm from, it's just, you see a woman with a curvy shape, you like, like you go like, you go like BDD style, like don't trust the big butt and a smile. That's what she got. But when we did an interview, she's very intelligent young woman, very knowledgeable. She gets you in with the body, but she keeps you with her brain. And you said she just did a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yes, yesterday she did it, and she got first place.
Oh, congratulations! I'm gonna maybe reach out to her. Maybe she ever, because I know I asked her if she ever want to come back on. Because I know she's planning on maybe doing a fight coming up. She wants to come back on and talk. I'm happy to have her on there. And whenever after your show you want to come back on and tell you about your experience, that'd be perfect. Because like I said, I want to give any ladies, because my channel, I want to dedicate it to the ladies. Because the fact is, as you look into the sport, like I think with your division, you get a lot more attention. because
Yeah.
it's more common among everyday. John Q. Public loves you with your more feminine built. When I talk about women bodybuilding, you don't get much attention because the fact is it's going outside of what everybody sees what is considered what women should be. I got into it, when I was younger. My brother used to play football. He's a big
Hmm.
4-star while we were around here. He used to get the muscle max. And guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lee Haney and Lou Ferrigno. Oh, Lou, he was a Hulk.
Yep.
And those guys. And then the women were something that's like people like Corey Iverson, Lori Craval, Vicky Gates, Linda Murray. Those women kind of blow my progressive mind. And like I said, and I love women. I just I couldn't become second side because there's nothing a man can do for me. Well, and this was one of my couple of my jobs I used to work at was with women. I used to work at a textile plant, and I used to work at a strip club. And the funny thing about people like this, like guys be like, "Man, George, you working at a strip club? What's it like?" Say, "Man, this is the thing is, no matter what, clothes on, clothes off, women are a headache. Sometimes, especially if you're not making money, especially if like the lady's not making money on the sewing machine, the lady's not making money on the pole, they're gonna give you a headache,
Yeah. I think that in total that it's dedication, because the bodybuilding today is, I'm telling you, an hour of posing and I need Motrin. It's flex this, pull in that,
tuck your chin,
come on.
smile.
And smile while you're doing it, because you're supposed to be having a good time while you're contorted into a pretzel, and you're like, Lordy have mercy. But it is the hardest thing. I swear it is. And I think that a lot of women, you just have to go into it not really comparing yourself to the others, because the others may have been in it for 50 plus years or 30 plus years or even a year or whatever. They still got that year of experience on you. You're new and you're getting into it. So you have to get into it with the mindset that this is a journey. It's an adventure. You're going to be what you're going to be, how you're going to be, and then you can always improve from there. But it's an exciting slash intimidating kind of thing altogether.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of a mind game because sometimes you're backstage, you see this girl right here. Wow, she got a booty on her. A boob's about the size of a volleyball. Her legs as long as a giraffe's. I mean, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
like, me, what am I gonna do? But like I said, everybody have what they like about, especially when
Yeah.
you come in. You might not be what the standard is considered, for the division, but you are who you are.
Yeah.
And you came in because what you like you said again, you have your eyes wide open to what's
Mm-hmm.
going. It's tough, Motrin. Maybe take a Vicodin or something like that. A shot of tequila. I mean,
Something strong, something strong. I'm telling
yeah,
you, because by the time
and
you get through with your workout, and then you're doing an hour of workout, an hour of posing, and then you've worked all day long. On top of that, you've got your 12-hour day in. You go home and you collapse on the couch. So
yeah.
sometimes that's all you can
And
do.
then you got your husband and kids say, "Honey, what you cooking for dinner?"
Right. Well, the good thing about it is I don't have to cook. That's the bonus for me. I married a chef, so he does all my meal preps for me.
Oh, that's great. Now, what's your husband's name again?
Case on
Kason. And what's your son's name?
Connor.
Colin Kason. Colin Kason, support your mom, support your wife, because your Kason's woman, and he has to take care of his woman. Like my mother, she was my woman. I took care of her, because she
Yeah.
took care of me. I remember when I was working sometimes, I come home and, she got food cooked on the table. My big brother would be sometimes there, be chewing his jaws. This is old. If you remember a movie called Psycho with, the great actor Anthony Perkins, we said that, basically
Yes. Yes.
a boy's best friend is his mother. And and I know your son's going to be. So you have a woman, you can have a wife, but you only have one mother. I said I miss mine.
That's true. That's
And
true.
and you got a good man because I remember we were talking on the IG how he said he was giving you a massage. That's good. I mean, I used to be a massage therapist. I used to study massage therapy, and
Yeah.
I used to when I work at the club, some of the girls would say, George, you think you can get this, get that, and and not a problem with it. And sometimes they give me little tips. And that was a little extra money. Plus, I was getting my paid and getting the little tips every now and then. You know. And I mean, guys be looking, man, I wish I could do that. Say, well, just be professional. I'm not, trying to, massage and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to slip in your boobs. I mean, I mean, I'm just doing professional. Try to, especially girls wearing G strings and tassels. You try to keep your mind, but say, keep your mind straight. Don't think of,
Yeah, right.
you
Just
know,
have
think
tunnel vision.
about playing baseball. Think about, skiing down the slope. Don't think about, oh, damn, I just thought about that. Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. So
Absolutely. You just have to get tunnel vision.
yeah, that's the thing about this, and that's the good thing about you. What you say, you have a job. What kind of job you have?
I'm a nurse.
Oh wow, I'm gonna say this. Thank you for your service, because
Oh, thank
we
you.
appreciate you, nurse. I know going through this virus. My mother, she had got the virus, and that's what caused her to pass away. And I know it was tough for you nurses. And I mean, the long hours and all the hard work. And still, we're not really out of it just yet, because it keeps evolving. I don't, like I said, me. Like I said, I'm gonna say something about myself. I don't have a great medical history. Being that both my family, my mother was diabetic. My father had heart issues. One of my sisters, she's diabetic. I've been told I'm pre-diabetic. That's why I'm trying to lose a little weight. Also, about I would say about almost 8 years ago, I had a heart attack on my job, and because what it was, my fraction rate was very low, so I had to get a defibrillator, a pacemaker.
Oh,
And
wow.
and this is why I try to take care of myself, because the fact is, this little buddy, he has not had to jump and do anything, but you know, I have to be careful about where I go and how I travel. I try to wear a mask. I try to pay attention. I try to, just be smart. But like I said, to you nurses, you are truthfully first responders. You are soldiers with your boots on the ground, 10 toes down. We appreciate you. We love you, and we want to thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's
No, 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 don't thank me. Like one of my favorite, like I say, one of my favorite movies is Batman Begins. I love the whole Chris Nolan thing. At the end, when Jim Gordon said to Batman, said, "I forgot to thank you," and Batman says that you never have to. So you don't owe me no thanks. We owe you.
I'll tell you, it's been a rough 2.5, 3 years. We are seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. I think the most of us, most there's a fair amount of of our healthcare workers that we're still, masking, and we're just taking the precautions that we need, because what we're seeing now is just not we're not seeing the incredibly sick, which is a blessing. When through pandemic 1, 2, and 3, we were seeing people sick and in intensive care and passing from it. And now we're just seeing more herd immunity, and folks not as sick. I mean, that's a blessing when you can say, oh, I got tested positive for COVID, but I didn't have any symptoms. I mean, that's a blessing for us, because we're like, goodness, is it ever going to end?
Yeah, it's like a battle, and people gotta. And some people say, "Well, the vaccine gets you out too fast." But the thing is, I'm like this: science is changing.
Ever?
It's
Yep.
not like back in the day, like I could walk west. It's not like back then with Doc Adams and Gunsmoke. It's changing. It's evolving, and this, how America is. We want everything hot and ready, and the thing is that the virus came in the time when it needed to come. We had to really think about. The vaccine came when it needed to come. But I know people out there paranoid. I know I do a lot of content. I reach out to ladies, like there was some ladies who wanted. There was one lady who I'm friend with. She wanted to do a show in Vancouver, in Canada. In Canada, there was the quarantine thing, but
Yes.
they dropped that a while back. I know another lady. She's from Canada. She said she had to do 2 months uh, quarantine before she got into the states, and 2 months we got. She also has two children, and she said she was away from her kids for about a month. And my friend said she didn't want to go because the fact that she had to do the vaccine. She had to do the. But the thing is, you're taking gear, you're getting shot up. So why you got to worry about vaccine? What I'm saying, and people say like this or that, this or that, this or that. But I took it. All I got was a little fever. I took a nap. I woke up. I was fine. I took a second one. I'm taking my booster next month because I'm planning to go to a show in Georgia,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be my first bodybuilding show I ever saw. I've seen when I was coming up, bodybuilding used to come on either on you saw NBC used to have it, ESPN, Fox Sports, but the last few years, they don't show it anymore. I mean, you can watch poker, you can watch my one
Right.
time one time my nephew, he was watching. They had a video game contest. I said, we used to play video games with kids. We used to play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, something like that. And now it's just, what's the deal? I mean, it's just. But the fact is, bodybuilding gets this stigma because the fact is, the people on the gear, like that, But then you look at sports like baseball, football, boxing. There's more use of that.
Right, right. And there is these folks that compete in this sport have put a lot of it is their job. That, I mean, bodybuilding is their job. They do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and I can't imagine, because it's hard enough, when you have a job and then you have a family and then you do all this in between, and in your spare time, let me say. But I couldn't imagine having to wake up and do it all day long. So some folks that dedicate their lives, and that's their sport and that's their life and that's their profession, hats off to them. Shoe, I don't know. I won't know for me how far I'm going to do this until after the show. I'm really going to say, um, the journey may end at the show and then I'll just maintain. But for me, I think it was, at the time when I found it, it was a time when I wasn't really making good lifestyle choices, good health choices for myself. So it sort of pushed me in that pattern to say, hey, you need to make better choices and better things. And that gave me a goal to reach for.
And that's again, much respect to that because you know what, the everyday person, like we said earlier, it's just it's so many addictions out there. You be like,
Yeah.
you be out there, sometimes you want to say, you know what, one of my addictions is Chinese food. It just, actually, what I learned, they don't really eat that. They eat a little bit more healthy. That all of that is just, uh, what they put together, for what we want to see. They don't really eat general chung sung chicken. They eat something different. I know one. I used to remember I used to work at this cold storage place, and we used to pack up these chicken feet. And what guys, what they do is they take it and they fry real hard and eat like popcorn. They used to go to China. You used to stack trucks and trucks of that stuff. And yeah, what bodybuilding, what I talk about is on my channel where I talk about how you're going to be an amateur, which it costs you more money to compete because the fact is you're
Oh,
not. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you got to pay due fees, your posing suit, training, traveling, hair, makeup, all of that.
It's
And
incredibly expensive, and I didn't realize that. Being as naive as I was like, oh, this will be great. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be expensive, and no one tells you that. And so yeah, and I'm coming in on the tail end of it because I'm like, oh my gosh, we were just talking. I'm like, I'm going to need $400 for this and $300 for this and $250 for this, and I'm like, oh, well, let me just let me go out and milk that tree.
yeah, you got to get a loan, get a second mortgage on the
Right. Get
house,
a second mortgage. I'm like, my
and
husband's
the
like,
thing
yeah,
is,
did you know that? Yeah.
yeah,
You just,
and
it's stuff that you weren't expecting, but it's part of it's part, as you're a novice and you're getting into it, you don't have three posing suits laying around the house and this, that, and the other. And so it's quite different. And it's taken a little bit of extra change that I didn't know that I was going to need, but yeah, it's an investment, let's say.
yes, like, I know one time I had a lady who I become friends with. She's a former professional bodybuilder. She's a wife and a mother, and we were talking. She said like she was thinking about coming back, but she said, you know what do you do? So well, I told her sit down and write down the pros and cons. The pros is you get in shape, you get to compete, and get mad, but the cons is spending money by this, by that, and that's tough about it, And that's why, as you know, I when I do content, I talk about so one thing, ladies, some of the ladies do, especially in the different divisions, they do these. You have a job, and it's a pretty decent job, and some of the days they either are instructors or trainers. They might have real jobs, but also they do stuff on the side like OnlyFans. They do some of these what we call video sessions. They do sessions. They do what I call some of the beat the meat websites. Excuse my offense. And it's a way because them to make money. Which you're in a division where the majority of your fan base is going to be largely a lot of men, who are like women in bikinis who watch Baywatch when it's coming up, and there's a good chance that you can get a sponsor. But I know most definitely, Shamir is probably going to help you sponsor something like that, other people like that. And it's a lot harder for the other divisions such as women's bodybuilding and physique because the fact is they don't look as the idea what femininity is.
Yeah, I do have two sponsors. I have Chelsea and Dustin Martin, which own Outlaw Trailers in Loudon, Tennessee, and they were one of my sponsors. And Stephanie Bashore, which is a Knoxville realtor here in Knoxville, and she's one of my sponsors. So I give thanks to them because and of course Shamir with Marvel My Fitness. They've all been amazing at sponsoring me and helping me along it. And could we use more sponsors? Absolutely. We can always use more sponsors. I have the privilege of being an ambassador for Tennessee Pre, which is a supplement here in Knoxville. It's the best pre-workout, I swear, that you can ever get. So am one of their ambassadors in Healthy James meal prepping, and they do like the smoothies and teas and coffees and meal preps. They're located here in Clinton, in Powell, Tennessee. So those folks have been amazing to me and throughout this journey, and still help me, and I'm thankful to them for that.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you have these people supporting you, and you're in this path into this sport, and and then you have your family, you have your man, you got your boy. I know there's when you, I mean, we come. You think you will come to the show with you, or you know?
Oh yeah, they'll come to the. So I guess I'm finding out that there's two different portions of the show. There's the day show, which is the judging, and
Hmm.
then there's the night show, which is I guess the judging again in a show. So I didn't know it was separated into two different time slots. So you're there all day long from like 6 o'clock in the morning till whenever it's over, and
Hmm.
it breaks in the afternoon, and I think that's when everybody gets to refeed and fuel and come back and have the night show, and it's fun. But the day show is all business. It's judging, it's doing what you need to be there, and all that. So that it sounds like the morning show is more of boots on the ground. This is what's happening, and the night show is more fun.
Yeah, because just yesterday, one of my dear friends, a lady I became acquainted with, Jada Beverly. She just competed in a show which was in Indiana called the Indiana Pro.
Mhm.
It was the show which was the first show. It was the first time to have women's bodybuilding. She took fifth place. I felt bad for her because she really wanted to win this show. And I missed the prejudges. Prejudging is where they get a sense of where you at, how you look,
Yes.
and then you had the finals where just you come out there and you show off and you party a little bit, and then it's decide who's going to win.
Right.
And that's a tough thing to be on that stage with the lights on you. You got to get on makeup. You got I think with the bottoms you have to spray glue on your butt or get tape
Mm-hmm.
for your
Yeah.
top. I mean, it sounds like it's more like they're fixing dolls than just being competitors.
Well, and then you have to spray tan, and you usually do that. And they touch you up throughout the day, so you're in a spray tan. I can only imagine how warm it is. So
Oh,
you're in a spray.
what I learned is those spray tans are colder than a witch's tits. Excuse my language. They some of the ladies say sometimes the ladies would they do their own tanning, but then they go to spray tans to help make a little. You don't want to be too bronze, but you want to fit that fine line. If you got like I know some ladies say like what they usually do like this, especially if they go to a show, they bring their own towels and stuff like that because they don't want to miss the towels there because when they especially in a motel they're going to charge you more for trying to clean it, and it's just a lot of stuff to it. I mean with the
Yeah,
one
you're
thing like
right
with men's
there.
bodybuilding, you guys got to spray on tan and put on a banana hammock. But with you ladies, you know, you gotta get you gotta beat your face. You gotta put your hair done.
Hmm.
You gotta look like a Cupid doll. And you gotta look like Barbie. But
It's
Barbie's
it,
even changing.
it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you spray tan there because they want everybody has to spray tan there because everybody needs it. They want everybody to be the same color, I think. Um, but yeah, all the spray tanning's done on site there. So you make an appointment to go in and get spray tanned and do all that. And yeah, I've been spray tanned before, but I think a dear friend of mine said, well, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be it's not for the weak of heart because you're gonna be spray tanned, and then like over here in a little tent next to you is gonna be another person getting spray tanned. So there's like no modesty. You're gonna have no modesty at all because you don't spray tan with anything on. So it's I said, well, I'll just put blinders on. So
You gotta be butt naked. That's it. Like I don't know. I hope they keep you women and men separate because if I
they
like
do keep the women. Yes, they do keep the
yes,
women
that's good
separate.
because I know some guys be like, "Oh, look at her. I mean, and then say, hey man, you look at my wife. Look at my wife. And you have to say, what you saying, dude? What you say, little man?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. You can look at
absolutely.
my wife all the time you want
You'll
to.
have a whole new arena there.
Yeah, it'll be like like click, 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 click. We're gonna put on some Pornhub. So
Right. It'd be worse than a WWE SmackDown. They want to make sure they keep the men and the women separated.
yeah, be like the macho man. Nothing means nothing. Yeah, nothing means nothing. It's the cream
Yeah.
of the crop. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shout out to Macho Man Randy Savage. Rest in peace. I like I said, man for South. I grew up watching wrestling. I used to love Ric
Oh
Flair,
yeah.
Dusty Rhodes, the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan. I mean, I don't watch wrestling much like I used to because it kind of fallen off the last few years. I mean, when the guy
Yeah.
like The Rock and Stone Cold, Triple H just retired. I mean, it's just not as entertaining like it used to be when I was coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching it as a little girl with my daddy.
Yeah, that's a good video. Just those are like the elbows like that. I actually this is a true story. This is a few years ago. In our county seat, we had to open up a new. They opened up a new super Walmart, and I got to meet Ivan Koloff. He was signing. I got a picture somewhere in my room. He was signing that, and I used to remember watching him and Nikita Koloff and them, and back in the NWA days. It was just this was a major pleasure. And I just recently did about a couple weeks ago. I went to a party for a release party for a new magazine called Amazon Fitness. I will send you the link to the guy.
Uh-huh.
You can check him out. And I got to meet ladies in the wellness, bodybuilding, physique divisions, and two ladies I met. One Miss, my dear friend Miss Marianne Wykowski, who she's a pro physique competitor. A lady who've been Facebook fans also with Amanda Schnook. She's from Canada. It was a great opportunity for me to meet these people that I see on television, I see on social media, and to get to meet them. I mean, it was just a great thing. And like I said, I want to, like I said, be an advocate, try to get more attention. Even like I said, I was watching your video working out with Shamir, and and it was a pleasure to like I said, I told you, hey, y'all getting right and tight, and I said, you know what, you commented on my comment, and I said, you know what, let me reach out to you because you're a friend of Shamir's, like I did reach out with Sydney when she fought a while back, and I said, you know
Yeah.
what, let me reach out because like I said, it's good to get these people when they're just getting started. You want like Tom Hanks said in Green Mile, try again while they're young, but you try again when you started, and
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity to talk with you and get your ladies' thoughts and your ideas on your feelings about the sport. And being like I said, I do like content on bodybuilding. Also, to come talk to MMA. I got a dear friend by the name of Nicole Matalia. She's a professional wrestler. I done interviews with her. Like I said, my channel, I want to give y'all ladies a spotlight because you really need. Because you know what, women don't get as much attention. Even on here, there's more channels dedicated to men because the men's gonna get more a lot of attention because the effect is, everybody want to see guys, especially in bodybuilding. But bikini, you can get attention because the fact is it's very considered more of a of a just a regular. It's more common to see like you go back to the old Miss America and the Miss USA stuff,
Yeah.
and you got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah. And I think that women in this sport, absolutely, it's not. I think a lot of people think it's just slapping on a bikini, putting on a pair of heels, and walking across that stage, and it's so much more. There's so much more that goes into it. When we started this journey, almost a year ago, it was just weight cut. Could my body even do it? Because like I said, I'm 54. I have my son's 9. So I had him when I was 45. So I was, when you have children that late in life, your body and your skin react differently than you would when you're 24. So it was just first, it was just to see, can I do it? Can I take the nutritional cuts? Can I take the weight cuts? Am I going to be able to do it? So for the first 8 weeks that we did it, it was just a trial thing to see if how my body would respond. And
Yeah.
then it's been just every bit after that. When we figured out I could, then it's like, okay, let's go. Let's get it started. Let's get the weight routine started. Let's get the lifting routine started. The fit classes and all the fun.
Yeah, I could say because right now I'm 47, and in November I'll be 48. and it seemed like time flies. I remember when I was a kid running
Mhm.
around with my brothers and my sisters, and it seemed like then I get out of high school, I get a job, then I work late at night and eat health unhealthy, and just as you know, the fitness lifestyle really helps out. Especially there's people who you look at them and say, "Oh, how old are you?" Say, "Well, I'm 48." I said, "I thought you were 30." I mean, and
Right.
and you wouldn't think, hey, she's 50. She said she's 54. I thought she was 40 something. And it can really make really help your life better. It helps in issues with health and also like longevity and stuff like that. And like I said, there's a lot of us who, like I said, bench the wheel of the pressures of society. Like especially when you go out and eat. I know ladies who I did interview said like one thing is like they said that they had to really miss out on things like going out with their friends. They can't drink. They have to be in bed certain time of night. They have to be ready. Sometimes I remember my dear friend Miss Mary Ann said that she went to a wedding and she had to bring her own food because even though
Yep.
you know, it was the food was nice, but she didn't. Really, I remember I was at the party for my friend Glenn's release party. Some of the ladies didn't even eat. We had chicken, roast beef, potatoes, green beans, and gravy.
Yeah.
They ate the salad and maybe drink some water.
Right.
I ate chicken, roast beef with the brown gravy and green beans, and
With the
I
gravy on
had
it.
tea.
Yep. Yep. I took my food with me yesterday. It's crazy because we went to the tournament and I was like, okay, how long are we going to be gone? Okay, we're going to be gone this long. Okay, then I'm going to need my protein shake. I'm going to need my first and second breakfast. I'm going to need my second and third lunch. So, yeah, I had to pack it all with me yesterday in a cooler and take it with me and eat it cold because there's usually no place to warm it up. So
Yeah,
it's just like eating it. And then you're like, nothing says Levin's than cold broccoli. Nobody wants to eat cold broccoli.
no,
Nobody wants to eat hot broccoli. Nobody wants to eat
I,
cold
I I've
broccoli.
been eating a lot of broccoli a lot lately because it's good roughage.
It
But
is. It is. So it is sacrifice, but it's a good sacrifice. My whole premise through this whole thing is like I'm not in it to win it. That's okay, but I don't want to be the I want to feel like I belong there. I want to feel like I've paid my dues and I've done my time and I've done what I should do to be there. I don't need to be a sympathy issue. I don't want anybody to feel, oh, but she's lost a lot of weight. No, I don't want to. I didn't want that. I want to look like I belong there. So for me, it's not the winning from it, but it's competing and knowing that I deserve as much time up there as anyone else.
yeah, kind of like what you remember was it Rocky Balboa says like it's not like how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward.
Keep going forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Rocky, like yo, Rocky, Adrian, I mean, I love the Rocky movies.
Yes, yes, absolutely. My husband does too. I think he's watched anything with Sylvester Stallone. He's watched 1,000 times.
Yo, Adrian, or
Yes,
Rocky,
yes,
Rambo.
yes.
Rah!
All the
Yeah.
Rambo ones. Oh yes,
That
all of
last one, I was kind of sad they killed Rambo, but like I said, Sylvester's like 70 something years old. Him and
you need to quit,
Schwarzenegger.
right?
Yeah, you need to, you can't keep doing it, playing the Terminator. One of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies is a movie that a lot of people don't remember, and I think your husband might know of it. Is a movie called Raw Deal, and it's a movie where Sylvester played. I might say Arnold played. He was an ex FBI agent. He was a sheriff of a small town. An old friend came to him and said, "You know what? I need your help because somebody killed my son. I want to get revenge." And I think it was probably one of his best theatrical. Even though it's actually shooting up, he really he was really acting in that movie compared to all his other movies. I
Right.
mean, it came out the same year as that movie Cobra, with Stallone did, and it didn't get as
Yeah.
much attention. But I know your husband probably seen it because
Oh, I'm sure he has.
it's a great movie. It's Raw Deal is a classic. I mean, I remember I saw him a few months ago. I sat there and watched it. Just Arnold getting that jacket on, getting the guns. It's just
Yeah.
men, we love the action. We ladies, you guys like those rom coms. You like Jennifer Aniston. You like the you kissy huggy, yeah. And I just nah. I know he gets to this and say, you know what? I gotta watch this, but I love her. I love her.
He'll
Yeah.
be just like, we're gonna sit down and watch a family movie. I'm like, okay, are they going to kill everybody in the movie? Because that's not a family movie.
No. Yeah. So no, we can't watch no Jason Statham. We know we can't watch no Vin Diesel. We'll watch
Oh,
Jennifer Aniston.
he'll get my son roped in on it too. They'll call me in the living room. They're like, "Mom, it's family movie night," and I'm like, "Okay." It's like something they I War of the Worlds or something they was watching last night. I'm like, "How is this a family movie? Everybody's dead. There's nobody lived in this."
Well, because they killed the family.
Yeah, it's not a family movie. It's all these aliens killing everybody. I said, "Oh my god." He's like, "But it's a good movie, Mom."
Well, yeah, remember, like I said, your son is how old? Your son is 9.
He's not 9. He just had a birthday. I had a Cinco de Mayo baby. How about that?
Oh.
Right. Good for him for later in life. He just turned 10.
Hmm.
He
Yeah,
just
that's at that age. He loves guns and like that. But then you gotta be careful when you start hitting about 12 to 11, and then mom's no longer important anymore. He sees girls,
yeah.
like he don't want to watch movies that dad want to watch. He might want to watch something with a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, I asked him the other day. I said, baby, can mommy still hug you in public? Because I guess some of the kids in his class now, mommies can't hug them in public now.
Oh.
He's like, oh yes, mommy, I still love you. You're still
Oh.
my best friend. You can always hug me.
Oh. Oh God. I used to. My mother. She was my like. Me and my mother. We lived together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was my. We used to like my old job. Only worked 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. Sometimes me and my mom used to go to yard sales. We do this,
Mm-hmm.
that. Sometimes my older brother might want to go somewhere and say, "You ask me, my mom want to go with him." My mom was my best friend too. She, like I said, basically, I talk like a cowboy when I talk about. She was my woman, and
Mm-hmm.
my woman gone now,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
miss my woman. You can like I said, you can have any woman in the world, but you can only have one mother. And when she's gone, and my father. He passed away before her, it's just with your mom. She is that woman, your first true love in life,
Yeah.
and she's the one that she had to change you,
Mm-hmm.
burp you. Dad step in now and then do stuff, but it's always that we love our mothers. We just had Mother's Day. It seemed like a week ago.
Yeah.
I hope he had a great Mother's Day. I hope he,
Oh,
he
I did. I did. They made it very special.
Yeah, and I do content where I call it's called a comparison series, and this rest of this month is dedicated to ladies in sport bodybuilding who are mothers. And a lot of people don't think that women in bodybuilding can be mothers. There's a lot of women who are mothers before they got into the sport, after they got out after the sport, and some even during the sport. I've seen women
Yeah.
who have got pregnant, while they're still competing and getting ready. Then they say, I'm pregnant. They might be like 2 months along, and as long as it's not showing, they still go ahead and just compete
I
and do
couldn't
well.
imagine. Oh my God. I could not imagine with the amount of food and everything and the workouts and all that. I couldn't imagine being pregnant on top of that. I think I'd just lay down in traffic. There's just no way.
So just hit me with your car. I
Right?
don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Just run me over. I could not imagine. Hats off to them for. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the thing about us men. We're not meant to have children because if we did, we'd be having C sections and stuff like that. And that's the thing. That's I would say not a burden, but it's the gift of the woman. We as men we have a part in it, but it's you women have the strength to bear the children you give to us, and we appreciate that. I don't have children myself. I did help raise my nieces and nephews, when I was coming up because we were close, and that's the one thing. It's a precious gift. Children are precious. People need. I know it's sad when people abuse children and neglect children because the fact is they don't ask to be here. You know,
Right.
but when they're here, you should be responsible to them. You should care for them. My mother. She cared for me, my brother, sister. She raised 6 kids plus 2 grandkids,
Oh,
and
wow.
and she was my mother was a real deal. She was Medea before Medea.
Yeah.
She actually carried
Yeah.
a purse and a gun.
Yeah, right, right. I tell my son, I said, you know what? You've got enough friends at school. I'm not your friend. There's nothing you can't tell me. You can tell me anything. Nothing's off the plate. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss whatever. But I'm your mommy first and foremost. You've got a friend at school. You use your friends at school, but I'm not your friend. I'm your mommy.
Yeah,
But there's nothing you can't tell me. I can be your friend and your mommy, but when rubber meets the road, I'm your mommy.
yeah. Because sometimes they got times you got to go. You know, you got to, you got to, yeah, you got to go like punks get up to get beat down. You know, and that's what you got to do. What you got to do. But when we grow up, and realize, you know what, you saved my life. You if you didn't do things you did, I wouldn't be here now. And there's a lot of people that don't realize that when their mother, step in and do that, and and your husband, he does too, because you know what, a woman can raise, like my mother, she raised me. A woman can raise a boy, but it takes a man to teach a man. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we learn things from, like I said, my father wasn't much in my life, but I did have my uncle or my older brother and my grandfather. I learned stuff from them, that really made me the man who I am. And my mother, she also heard the part of me where she tells me, you can tell a woman can say, well, you should be a man, more of a man. But the fact is, you can't tell a man be a man. It takes one to know one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thankful that we, it's like anything else. Relationships, marriages, children, it's all work. It's all work. It's work, and two people together working and trying to do what's best for the family. And it's like anything else. It's just like any profession that you want. It's give and take, and it's sacrifice, and it's everything. It's work.
Hmm. And just like a competing, it's a lot of sacrifice, because you know what? Like I said again, like we said earlier, there be days where you see your husband and your son eating hot dogs, but you eating pasta salad, and you want to eat the hot dogs with them, but I can't, because what, I'm prepping for a show. I don't
Yep.
want to be on stage, and everybody says, "Who's the chick with the big old butt?" But
It
some
should be.
some guys out there say, "Well, I like that," but the other guys say, the judge said, "Nah, that's not good. That's too. She's spilling out her bikini bottoms. The guys, of course, say, yeah, well,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It'll be an adventure. My son and my husband's going to come to the night judging. I think they may come to the day judging, but I think that there's a whole group of them that's going to come to it. They may get thrown out before it's over with. I don't know. That I got a rowdy bunch. I mean, gosh, if if I can keep them with their cowbells and their glitter contained to one area of the Coliseum, it'll be good.
we sound like those things that you hear. You watch soccer games, that thing go,
Right, right.
go D.
Right. I've told them, I go, listen, the day portion from what they tell me is serious. I've said, y'all understand what that means. You understand you need to be quiet. You need to behave yourself. You need to keep yourself reserved. You need to sit back there and act like humans.
Yeah, I know. Like some ladies I talk to have husbands or boyfriends, especially when they do the like the prejudging, or most of it's the finals. They be going, "Come on, yeah, yeah, baby, right there, put it right there, right, just do it right there, yeah, baby, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it." Like, sir, please, sir, restrain yourself, behave yourself. We're professional here. Say,
Right.
no, man, that's my girl up there. I got to keep
Hmm.
my girl. That's my woman.
Right.
And
So I
she,
may not let them come to the night show.
yeah, yeah. Come to the night show. Sit. Like you have to be like your British. Like, can I have a cup of tea, sir? Like let's be reserved. And then they come to the night show, be like frat boys, like, whoa, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
D, yeah, D.
Exactly. Right. It'll be exact. I told Shamir, I said, girl, you're gonna have your hands full. You're gonna have your hands full with that group.
With Shamira, she could probably kick some butt. Like
Yeah.
elbows,
She'll keep them in
uppercuts,
line.
yeah, uppercuts, body blows.
Yeah. She'll keep them in line. I won't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't want to hold you because I know you just got off of work and you're training, you're getting ready, and I want to hold you up too much longer. It's great to talk to somebody because like I said again, my content is mostly dedicated to the ladies in the more of the muscular end of the sport, but I really want to get more attention to any women who are coming up because it's it's the way to give a voice and a platform to a lot of you because most of you, everybody's gonna look at certain stars like that, but if you get the people who coming up, who climbing up, who's really in the sport for the fun of it. Bodybuilding. I know a dear friend of mine, Mr. Keith Williams. He told me, the big Keith Williams told me that bodybuilding seems more like a hobby sport, and I talk about how one thing needs to be is when you get to the pro level, it should be more profitable. and it's a way where you make some money for yourself, like the other sports where like you play, look at like I think LeBron James just signed a $500 million something deal, but and organizations like the IFBB and APC still making money, but you competitors not making money like you should. It should be a little more profitable. And I think that's why I said I actually send you because she has a Venmo in the description. So like I said again, if you're interested in donating to her, because she does have sponsors, but every little money. His thing is also don't be looking for something. Don't be saying, "Hey, Deidre, you think you can send me some naughty pics or something like that?" No, don't
No,
do
that's
that.
not gonna
Don't
happen.
do that. She has a husband. She has a kid. Be somebody saying, "You know what, Miss Deidre, I want to see you succeed in your path in this sport. So I'm gonna maybe send you maybe about $200 or $300. That's probably good enough to pay for your prep. Maybe put a little gas in your car. And all I want to see is you is to succeed as an athlete. Me personally, I wish I could do more. Because
I
I
appreciate the platform. I think this platform will be great for folks that are interested in it and may not understand what all it entails or how to even do it.
yeah, because
I
that's
think
a
you've got a great platform.
thank you. Because I started this. Why I started this? Because, like I said again, I was dealing with my mother. She was sick. She had like a lot of. She was in and out of the hospital a lot. She had seizures. She had a stroke. And I got on here just so I just got on YouTube to watch videos, and then some videos I couldn't watch because I had to get become had to subscribe to YouTube, and then I started making content bit by bit, and then I said, you know what, let me do something I like to talk about. That's bodybuilding, and then I reached out to some of the ladies here and start getting interviews, and I do content. I just dropped a video about show just watched the yesterday, and I also wanted, like I said, I also do entertainment stuff. Like I said, right now I look at my full name is George MacArthur. That's my name. Now I'm here. I'm all the ways George Page. Then I'm a couple of characters like I'm the perfect sage. Yeah, I talk about things like they don't want to talk about. And then I'm this other guy here who likes dynamite and gasoline. Yeah. My
Right.
friend was drunk and a fiend. My mother never liked it. Not one bit. Why so serious? And I like to give like I remember my when I was growing, I like to tell stories. And my sister said, George, you're always been talented. I appreciate that. I appreciate you and all the ladies who compete in this sport. Like I said again, I want to give you our platform. I mean, I know everybody's gonna look at the superstars because that's what they look at. But
Yeah.
when people like you who keep the sport going, who keep it interesting, who have this wide-eyed perspective of it, that's the thing that really, if it wasn't for that, I know everybody like, want to, be the next big thing, want to make money like that. But when you come in with the genuine ideology, you know what? I want to have fun. That is what makes it joyful.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that more people coming into the sport, it's always improves it. Fresh blood coming into the sport, regardless, everybody gets something that they take away from it. So, and that's good that they're adding things and taking away things. So I think it's always evolving.
That's the thing is that every sport is evolving.
Yeah,
It goes from one into another, into
yeah,
one generation. And if you either, this they'll say, you either adapt or die.
yes,
If you can't adapt, then get out of the way and let other people keep on going. So, like
yeah.
I said, I don't want to hold you up too longer. I really appreciate your time, folks. This is one Miss Deidre D. Vilchum. I want to I
Benjamin,
want to
right?
Vengchiem. Yeah, I want to make sure I get your name right. Check her out. Her IG stuff in the description. She also, as I said again, she's on TikTok. She also, you have a YouTube page. Send me the link later because I don't have it. I'll put it in the description later. Somebody want to check check out the channel. Did you have YouTube or
No, I don't have YouTube.
you don't have YouTube? You should be on YouTube. Everybody's on or Venmo. Not Venmo. I mean what's the other one? Not Twitter. Um,
Facebook.
no, no, I know you have a Facebook page, but you say you want to share it. It's that one. It's a lot of video games and stuff like that. I know
No, I
somebody.
have I have just the IG account, and I've started the TikTok account is new. At the persistence of Shamir, she's like, you need to open a TikTok account. I'm like, okay, but I'm evolving and learning that. That's a different platform for me. So if you know, social media is hard.
Yeah, I know, I know it is because I when I got onto like most kids coming up when the internet started up. we get on just to watch movies and porn, and and it's really steady evolving. It's getting popular. We got here is Adrian Alexander. He's actually got a PayPal. No, Adrian, she has a Venmo. So if you're interested in supporting her and sending be a sponsor, and also even like 20, 50, $30 is something she can use. Everybody can use a little money in pocket, especially inflation. A while back, I got a haircut, cost me $30. I remember, it used to cost me $10 when I was a kid.
Right.
And now, inflation stay out of the barbershop. I mean, one time I was going to a place, I saw gas went up to $4.15 down here. I said, "What? That's crazy."
Right. Gas is 4.20 here. I think it was when I saw it on my way to the gym. It's 4.20 a gallon. I'm like, hey, why is it going back up? It was
because
down.
The fact is they price gouge. What it is, it's the rich people. They want to punish us because ever since the pandemic, when everybody's a lot of people after the pandemic, they started quitting their jobs. They started realizing, what, life is precious, especially when you get a chance to spend time with your family. And because a lot of people weren't traveling as much, and then there was that issue a while back when they had that some kind of was it hacker that hacked some like these
the cyber attacks.
Yeah, and they're trying to make up what they lost, but you can't make up what you lost. Just go ahead and move forward. And you take most executives won't cut their pay. They won't. Adrian Alexander says George interviewed to another lady's Nick Screams Fitness. I don't know. Andre, I don't. You can tell me that later when you get a chance. Oh, I was helping you trying to figure it out. Whatever you, Andre, we appreciate. But like I said, we don't want to hold her long. She got to work out. She got tired. She got a man to feed. You got a kid to take care of. It's just like when you got kids to feed, that's the hard part about life.
Right. They're like little hamsters.
Yeah. Or my mom, she had to fish back in the day. We used to have dogs when we used to live out the country, but then we moved up here in the town. Then she had fish. So, it's like feeding them. Nurse
dogs too.
Nurse Kim Fitness. I'll check her out. Andre, and maybe I might ask her if she want to do an interview because, like I said, she's a nurse, and like I said, we have to thank her for what she has done in doing this pandemic, during this time. I know she saw a lot of things, but she is a person to be recognized. Like I got a friend lady who I become friendly with, Miss Daphne Carter. She lives in Florida. She's a competitive. She was competitive physique, but she's switching over to wellness. And she's a nurse. She's a mother. She has kids. I we talk on social media now and then. I respect her. I might have to do some stuff on wellness because she's switching over that division.
Yep.
Wellness is, it's something that, very popular because it's for something.
Yeah.
The very sage likes wellness. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we appreciate Miss Deidre's time. We appreciate her and her commitment, her passion, and support. Also, we appreciate her sacrifices she has made. And if you while you're here, do you have anybody you want to say a shout out to, hello, or thank you?
Again, thank you to Shamir Peshewa. She's my mentor and my trainer. So without her, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. Chelsea and Dustin Martin, Stephanie Bashore, Tennessee Pre, Healthy James, Meredith Wallace. Thank you guys. You guys have helped me start this journey, and you'll help me complete this journey. So I'm very appreciative to you, George, and thank you for having me on this platform. I appreciate your time and inviting me for this. So we'll see how it all ends.
Once again, like I said, don't have to thank me. You never have to. The fact is, I want to give you ladies the opportunity to speak your mind, share your story, educate the people on your path in the sport of bodybuilding, fitness, whatever. Hear from Andre here. He says, "Thanks, Miss D." He instead of E, he had an A. And welcome, Andre. Thank you. And it's really a chance to, like I said, I enjoy doing interviews. I enjoy giving you ladies a platform to tell your story, to share your experiences. Like I said, people need to know that it's just not just putting on a bikini or a banana hammock, put on
Yep.
some spray tan. You have to really put into work. You have to
Hmm.
diet. You have to train. You have to do this, and you have to make a lot of sacrifices. If you're willing to make the sacrifices, that's a good thing. If you're not, then you know what? Just don't do it. You know.
Don't do it. Yeah, you save yourself a lot of aggravation because it's many different many different sacrifices and different things, and in the end, you're better for it. But it takes absolute dedication. It's like I said, selfishly taking that time for yourself when you know you could be giving it somewhere else, and it's just okay. I've said I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it, so I've got to do it, and it's taking that time.
Yeah. Here goes Andre. I'm blind, George. I'm on a cell phone. I didn't know it was D, not Dion. Uh, well, apology. Thank you. Understand? Appreciate that. But yeah, and sacrifices also moolah. That's all I gotta make. And I hope that we get to, whenever, like I say, whenever you want to come back after the show and share your
Yeah.
experience, I'm here. Like I said, I don't do nothing. Like I said, I get disability. I'm a poor employee. I'm sent home all the time. I love to give anybody a chance to share their story. I enjoyed this conversation with you.
Thank you.
There's nothing to do on Sundays. No football anymore. I don't really watch football that much anyway. And,
Right.
and I just like I said, I just enjoyed this talk. Like I said, I really want to expand more on the content, and because and maybe in the future I maybe get some more women who are in the division and give themselves a voice. Especially the ones who are up and coming. Sometimes I reach out on IG and stuff like that. Some ladies don't pay attention. But then I love when the ones who answer back and who are really serious about it, and really want to share their stories. But
Yeah.
like I said, folks, like I said again, Miss D's social media is in the description. Also a female. Catch her on TikTok. Catch her on IG. But again, I'm gonna keep telling my rule: no D pick. Don't be that guy. No one want to see your tattywhacker. No one want to see
Nope.
your little chubby. She has a husband and a kid. And that man might say, "No, who's this? You're like he might want to fight somebody over his woman." Because somebody want, I know we see girls in little bikinis, you get excited, but don't do that. Don't be that guy. Be respectful. Be genuine. Be somebody who wants to reach out and say, Miss D, I want to sponsor you. I want to do this. I want that. And don't look for something out of it. That's why I mentioned like this. Don't look anything out of it. Be like somebody. Hey, you know what? You come to a show. Hey, I can give you a deal on a motel here. You coming here to eat? Hey, Hey, I gave you a deal on this. Something that will help them in their process. Maybe a little to save a little money in the pocket. If you know good location, stuff like that. If you say, you know what, you come in here. Hey, come to the gym. You can work. You can work out for free. That's cool. That's the stuff we need. If you want to sponsor somebody's path in this sport, in this sport of fitness, be genuine about it. Don't be looking for something that you want. No. Be a person who just want to do it because the fact is you want to do it out of the goodness of your heart and just because you want to see an athlete succeed. So anyway,
Well said.
thank you. Anyway, like I say, I thank Miss D for coming through. I thank Andre Alexander for coming through, and all anybody who watches this video, watch it. I want you to share, comment, subscribe. You know, just really support these ladies. I mean, support. Support any woman in the sport of fitness. Because the fact is, the ladies need a lot more attention than the men. Because the fact is, the guys are always gonna get the attention. Because the fact is, I don't know, who wants to see a guy in a banana hammock? That's the thing is, but you know, but like I said, we say Andre, I meant dog. What are you talking about, brother? I mean, I don't know. So guys, I get some weirdos on here. I get some. But much respect to Andre Alexander, much respect to Miss D. I hope you and your family will be all right. I hope you enjoy this rest of this week you have, and I hope everything goes well to you. Say hello to my dear friend Shamir,
I
also to Sydney. I mean, I hope everything. I know Sydney said she's supposed to be. She just did um, a fight a while ago, and she just won her fight. And I saw she posted on IG. And congratulations to Sydney. Yeah, she's a great young woman. She's young, she's developing, she's growing. I think she has a great future.
Yeah, yeah. They're. I think they're all gonna. They all got big things coming up. So
Mhm.
good for them.
All righty. So anyway, thank you again. You
Yes.
know, and I really, really appreciate you for giving me this time to talk with you and to give your voice out. And like I said, anytime you after the show when you're ready to come back and
Absolutely.
and share experience, I'm here. And, if you want to bring on Connor, he wants to come on here and talk because it'd be happy. Like I said, I love to talk to little kids because little kids like they tell you a great prospect of things.
Oh, they tell you good stories. Probably
Yeah,
stories you don't want to hear. They'll tell you
yeah,
good
yeah.
stories.
But anyway, folks, this is we like to thank Mr. D for coming through. Support her content, support her path, and also support my channel. If you are out there or want to interested into bringing attention to somebody, reach out to me. You can check me out here on my YouTube channel. I'm also on IG, also I'm on Facebook. If you want to really give somebody a chance to share their voice and experience, I'm glad to happy to have them on my channel and do a live stream with them. So anyway, this is me always George Page, aka the Emperor of Human Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out, and have a great day.